Welcome, fellow adventurers, to a journey through one of the most cherished gems in the realm of gaming, Final Fantasy VI. Released back in 1994, this masterpiece by Square Enix, formerly Square, captured the hearts of players with its captivating narrative, unforgettable characters, and groundbreaking gameplay. Join me as we delve into the rich world of magic, steampunk, and intrigue, exploring the reasons why Final Fantasy VI continues to stand as a testament to the timeless power of storytelling in video games. Number 1. Among the characters Yoshitaka Amano has depicted for the Final Fantasy series, his personal favorite is Terra Branford from Final Fantasy VI. This inclination accounts for the abundance of artwork featuring Terra, surpassing that of any other character in the franchise. In contrast, Yoshinori Kaitase holds a special regard for Seals, designating her as his favored character within the game. Number 2. Ted Woolsey embodies a laid-back disposition and has tried to roll with criticisms toward him concerning Final Fantasy games. Despite receiving his fair share of criticism, he embraced it with a light-hearted attitude. During an interview, he did note that certain criticisms stemmed from a lack of understanding. One thing that I just had to bust up on was, I saw one translation in which the whole game, it must have been 1,000 pages long, all done in the Japanese syntax with the verb at the end. So like, I you and they want and have a good time to go. They felt they had really preserved the essence of Japanese by having that syntax that was for them very special, and that was the charm of them reading Japanese. You know, Japanese don't perceive the language that way. It's perceived more the way that most translators write it, which is digesting it and putting it out in English that makes sense. Number 3. Among the entries in the series, 6 boasts an extensive collection of cut content, potentially surpassing all others in this aspect. A significant portion of this content remains embedded within the coding of the game's ROM. For those intrigued, a comprehensive inventory of these elements can be perused on the fan wiki, presenting a highly engaging read. Within the context of the present article, the following instances hold particular relevance. Unused bosses like the Kaiser Dragon and Colossus. 2 events involving Baram and Clyde arriving in Thamasa. Various character sprites, including Terra in her Esper form, a merchant from occupied South Figaro, the Ghosts, and General Leo have a complete set of sprite animations like the main party, such as turning their heads, wagging their fingers, wild takes, laughing, and so forth. Terra's father Maduin is briefly playable in a flashback to the Esper world. 4 rages exist in the game that cannot be learned by Gao. The series's got an important item jingle exists in the game's code, but is never used and can't be heard anywhere in the game. Number 4. Originally released in America under the name Final Fantasy III. Since the original Japanese Final Fantasy III was a totally different game, this has been a large source of confusion of fans for years. While the emulated Virtual Console and SNES mini versions kept the Final Fantasy III title, all subsequent ports have fixed the title. Number 5. The optional boss Haydn has the same name in both the US and Japanese versions of the game, even though a character calls attention to it living up to its name. Number 6. The official Final Fantasy Facebook page acknowledged suplexing trains on a post that celebrated this game's 27th anniversary. In the weeks leading up to the Pixel Remaster's release, the official Final Fantasy Twitter account would confirm that you can still suplex the Phantom train. Number 7. The scene where Kefka appears for the first time after Terra's flashback, particularly the segment where he mentions his sandy boots, was not part of the original script. Yoshinori Kaitase improvised this addition to provide players with an initial hint of Kefka's unstable nature and also to inject some liveliness into a scene that felt dull without it. Number 8. Within the cave to the sealed gate, a strategically placed treasure chest awaits. Unwary players who approach it directly inadvertently activate floor switches, leading to the destruction of 2 access paths. However, for those who take a more circuitous route, the chest's contents reveal a devious twist, a switch that functions as a Kaizo trap. This trap triggers the removal of a section of the upcoming bridge until the switch is reverted. A stroke of luck for players lies in the developer's oversight, those who skillfully maneuver around the floor switches and reach the chest without triggering them effectively disrupt the trap mechanism, preventing the bridge from vanishing when they eventually reach that point. Number 9. Before the Aerith revival rumors gained their notoriety, there existed the general Leo revival rumors. These tales revolved around various methods to bring Leo back to life in the world of Ruin, allowing him to permanently join the party. Among the array of myths, one prevailing belief was that by vanquishing a considerable number of tyrannosaurs within the dinosaur forest, players would chance upon a dragon. This notion stemmed from a misinterpretation of the thieves' dialogue on the Veldt, mistakenly connecting it to a dragon within the forest, when in truth, the reference pertained to the forest's overall hazardous creatures. This misconception led to the notion that slaying this dragon would yield a potion capable of reviving Leo. Occasionally, this concept intersected with the Zardragon rumors, as detailed in the subsequent point, with claims that the encountered dragon was, in fact, Zardragon. In later years, it was uncovered that Leo could be added to the party through an intricate glitch, though the process is complex and comes with a range of limitations on his utilization. Number 10. The two soldiers accompanying Terra at the beginning of the game were intended to reference the Star Wars characters Biggs Darklighter and Wedge Antilles. However, a mistranslation led to Biggs being named Vix in the English version. The same error occurred in Chrono Trigger with characters of the same names. Later Final Fantasy games used the corrected translation, starting with Final Fantasy VII. Number 11. The opera played during the game is called Aria di Mezzo Carrettiere and can be heard performed on the soundtrack CDs as well as in a video on the PSX re-release version. Number 12. The scene where Seals gets punched by the guards and chained up on the wall in South Figaro basement was cut out in the Game Boy Advance version due to Japan's video game rating against violence, not because of the ESRB rating. Number 13. The North American SNES version of Final Fantasy VI underwent several changes and censorship. Tina was renamed to Terra, Holy to Pearl, and several sprites like Siren and Goddess were covered up to be less revealing. Some religious references and symbols remained in the game despite attempts at censorship, including the word God and cross symbols on tombstones in Thamasa and Moblize. In summation, as we reach the end of our exploration into the realm of Final Fantasy VI, it's clear that this game's legacy is as enduring as the bonds between its characters. From Terra's journey of self-discovery to Kefka's chaotic reign, the emotional depth and complexity of the story still resonate today. Whether you're a seasoned veteran of the series or a newcomer to the world of RPGs, Final Fantasy VI offers an experience that transcends generations. So, as the echoes of its iconic music linger in our minds and its lessons linger in our hearts, remember that this game isn't just a classic, it's a testament to the ability of interactive storytelling to shape our lives and inspire our own quests for meaning and adventure.